WWE 2k22 Universe Superstar Mode. I did it. That was a mouthful. Today we did 1 year. That was 2. We did 1 year plus some of a playthrough on WWE 2k22 Universe Mode. And there's some stuff in there that you didn't know. Like, did you know that you can do multiple superstars on the same save and it actually works? Yeah, we're going to go over that and show you exactly how to do it. Also, did you know you can retire championships and retire superstars, and there's cutscenes, and there's a lot of good stuff in this superstar mode, and there's a little bit of bad stuff too. Today we're going over everything in this deep dive of WWE 2k22 Universe Mode Superstar Edition. That's a mouthful again. Let's get right to it. So, WWE 2k22 Universe Superstar Mode has a lot to go over. And what I want to do is go over each individual section for you. Some of it, if you've played it before, this will be rehashed. But if you've never touched the mode, I want to make sure that you get a complete overview of everything you're getting. And for players that have been playing the mode, I'm sure you'll find a couple of nuggets in here that, oh, I didn't know I could do that. I'm going to break this up into sections for you and go over each individual piece, starting with number 1. So number 1 is going to be the Curation Menu. This is new and exclusive only to Superstar Mode. You can set this to be at 4 weeks, 8 weeks, or so on, or you can have it off. There's 2 ways to experience this mode. With the Curation Menu, it gives you basically, you pick what storylines you want to do. I've tried several different playthroughs with this, and I have found that I've gotten more cutscenes by having it off, whereas by picking a rivalry or selecting your championship, that it automatically just shovels those cutscenes in for you. But for the long haul, I would let the computer judge, as bad as it is at it, judge how exactly to do the Superstar Mode for you. However, when you come up to certain pay-per-views like Royal Rumble or Money in the Bank or WrestleMania, those are something that you do want to go ahead and click on, as it will start a different one. As the years go by, I've gone through 2 years now, and I have seen 2 different versions of the Rumble and WrestleMania. I don't know how many versions they are before they stack on top of each other. Based on that these are the same cutscenes from previous games, I would say you have maybe a max of 5 based on what the other games have had. But the Curation Menu is perfect for if you're just wanting to sit down and you're wanting to start a rivalry with Ricochet for whatever reason, or anything else like that. If you want to go create a tag team, start a tag titles, you can do that. Otherwise, Universe will organically, yeah, that's the word, will organically kick things out for you to do. Number 2 is how to set up your universe. Now, there are a lot of issues with the game right out the gate. Of course, in Universe Mode is no exception. What I found for the best way to do this is to set up your Universe Mode completely the old school way, as if you were just going to set it up individually for each show. I have found that it doesn't bug out as much as if you run a max of 3 major shows and 2 minor shows. Anything over that this year seems to bumble it up a little bit and mess up the storylines that you were trying to get done or the matches you were trying to have. So my advice is to have 1 to 3 maximum shows that you're going to be playing as this superstar. Keep in mind that you can switch out of Universe Mode at any time and switch it back to the classic mode, I guess we call it now. And you can change things around, switch it back to Superstar Mode, and you can pick up right where you left off. Number 3. This one is an interesting one because this is about the storylines and championships that you can go for. Like I did in the previous one, if you set it up, we're going to use Hulk Hogan. Let's say you want Hulk Hogan to go for the Intercontinental title. The game will recognize whatever division that your wrestler is currently in when the mode starts. So if you want to go for a specific title, you want to go ahead and put him in that mode. However, you do want to stay away from the Curation Menu at this point. Because if you ask for a title shot, it will automatically, for whatever reason, default you to title shot for the World Heavyweight title of that brand that you were on. By doing the curation menu, leave it alone here and put your wrestler in the division that you want to fight for, so you're going after that title, and then let the universe mode organically put you there. I've had some playthroughs where within 3 weeks of playing, I'm already in a title match, and I've had another one where 3 months later, I still can't get the title match or even a #1 contenders match. Unfortunately, it is talked about in Superstar mode. The commentators will reference if you were holding double titles at the same time, but unfortunately, there is no double title entrance in Universe mode yet. They may I'm just kidding. They're not going to patch it. It might be in 2K23, but the game recognizes that you do have double titles for a little bit, and just like my career, it then forgets what you did. Every belt you win doesn't matter. The WWE title is the only one that they give weight to for the men's side, and the WWE Women's Championship on Raw or SmackDown is the only one they give weight to in this game. And it doesn't even recognize the NXT title belts, unfortunately. You can jump ship to NXT, win one of their belts, and then the next week they will have a title match on NXT with 2 random superstars, and you will lose your title, and it keeps disappearing.
BlairSpark74.com has everything a gamer can want and everything you didn't know you needed.
Are we at 4? Yeah, I think we're at 4. So coming up with number 4 is this game gets repetitive a little bit, because it goes through, I don't know the right words for it. So it'll go through where it's working 100% perfectly. Everything works great. And then all of a sudden, it puts you in a 4-week rivalry with Drew McIntyre. So for the next 4 weeks, you were having single match after single match of Drew McIntyre. Also, the opposite is effect with, it will pick a random superstar and you will be married to that superstar for the next month or 2 of just going through and fighting in a tag match with them or against them, with them or against them. And it gets pretty old pretty quick. This is one of the downfalls I have. It is random though, because you could be great and be playing for months of the superstar mode and not see these problems. And then all of a sudden, it will kick you into this rivalry. There is a way to fix it. If you take yourself out of superstar mode and switch your way to classic, and whatever superstar you are married to, take them off of that brand, and for whatever reason, it resets the universe mode for you. Go back into your superstar mode, and then it will start a new rivalry. Now, sometimes the rivalry is better and it works out greater, so you're not fighting Drew McIntyre all the time. And sometimes it's worse and you get a worse roll of match types. We're the drive for 5. I don't know why I'm doing that. So at number 5, we're going to tell you how to get out of some of those things you don't want to be in. Go to your matchup screen before you start your superstar mode, or if you already have, you can do this at any time. Go to your matches, and if you are tired of having tag matches all the time, take it off the show. Make it only singles matches, or only cage matches, or only Singapore cane matches. There's a throwback. Make it to those, and then that will cut out you having to do matches that you don't want to play. If you love playing singles matches all the time, make sure your universe brand that you are on is set up to singles mode, or only singles matches in. If you love tag matches, rinse and repeat. However you want to play, the best way to get this out of universe and make it great is set up the matches beforehand that you want to play as, because you are going to play this a while. One of the downfalls is coming up in number 6. Of course, it had to be the Sinister 6, right? Well, that was a bad joke. I don't know. So here we are. The one thing that drives me crazy about Universe Mode is that you have to play every match. And that's what it's designed for. And it works greatly, but the matches they pick for you can sometimes get boring pretty quick. Because you have to play every match. Here's a spoiler alert. Wins and losses does not matter that much in Universe Mode, even though you have a win-loss record. It is pretty cool, but whether you win or lose, it does not change how the random universe roll will give you when you start the game. Only if you're at an ending rivalry match will it change your cutscenes. Other than that, Wins and losses don't matter. So if you are tied to Drew McIntyre for 3 months straight and you don't want to do the other options that I told you, start the match and just go get yourself disqualified, and it will move you on to the next week. That way, you do not have to continue playing as that superstar, or fighting that superstar, I should say, all the time. And now, number 7, which surprised me that you could do, and I'm really excited about it, and keeps the longevity of the mode going, and I think this is the bread and butter of it.
Take your gaming to the extreme with Fatal Grips. Use code BEACH at checkout to save 10%. FatalGrips.com.
How about for number 7, you can play as multiple superstars in this supposed to be one-off superstar mode. There's a specific way to do it. You can do it several ways, but this is the best way I found that it doesn't glitch on you. What you need to do is set up at least however many wrestlers you want to play as. Like, let's say 3. Or actually for this demonstration, let's say 2. Let's say you want to be a male superstar and a female superstar, so you get everything that there is to get out of this universe mode. And for this, let's say you want to be Liv Morgan. And then let's say you want to be Ricochet or Hulk Hogan. It doesn't matter. What you want to do is set your brand up before you start universe mode. You want to start a new universe, put it on classic, set up the brands the way you want. Pick your superstar. On Raw or SmackDown, have them reversed. So on Raw, I am Liv Morgan. On SmackDown, I am Ricochet. You play the Raw match as Liv Morgan. You go through and you see what the cutscene is. When it simulates to the next week, go into Superstar mode, switch it to Classic, go back, then switch it right back to Superstar mode, and you will pick your Superstar again. This time, go to Ricochet. And now you're playing as Ricochet. Go through, play that match, and then do the same thing again. Switch back to Liv Morgan. What is neat about this is that it keeps your win-loss record and your storylines going. I have been able to do this with up to 3 different superstars consistently. Once I got to 7 or 8 superstars, I stopped losing cutscenes. It still actually worked, but I wasn't getting as many cutscenes as I was before I did that. But by finding and doing Liv Morgan and doing Ricochet, it gives me both sides of the coin of what universe mode has. The downside is that it does simulate a week, so it does keep the record going. So if you were 1-0 with Ricochet, switch to Liv Morgan, you're 1-0 with her, and then when you switch back, if you win a week and Ricochet lost or won, that will be on your record going forward. But it also will progress the storyline for you. So in those instances where you get matches that you don't want to play, the computer actually simulates them for you a little bit, and you can still read in WWE News what happened on the week that you didn't. Keep in mind, you can switch around and switch it back to the classic mode at any time to tweak what mode you want, to read the news or tweak your title rankings or however you want. Put it back in Superstar mode, and it saves you right where you were and continues the storyline as you go. And the final one on this list, but not the final part of the video, is that we're going to talk about championships for a minute and how they work in the Universe Superstar mode. This I found very interesting. Over my playthrough with Hulk Hogan, I was able to win every belt. And that was by storylines that they gave me. And what's interesting is that it keeps track of you holding the titles, but once you win the World Heavyweight title and the Universal Championship at the same time, every time I went through it, it retired the Universal title. My stats kept going up in days that I've held that Universal title. However, I only defended the WWE Championship. And the same was on the flip side for the Intercontinental and United States Championship. Once I won both of those belts, for whatever reason, the game decided that the United States title was the top belt, and I never defended the Intercontinental title again. Continuing this, I once had all the belts at one time, and the game reads it as you only defend the WWE Championship. I was on SmackDown during the time, and the WWE title, of course, was on Raw for this, and the Universal was on SmackDown. I did not get to see any of my stats for the belts that I had without switching out of this mode. But once you win a double title, it automatically retires what the game considers the lower belt. So for the rest of my playthrough, all I ever did was defend the WWE Championship, and it really jacked with the cards because no one else got any shots at any of the other belts, and it stagnated the power rankings. So if you are going to go after the belt for the funnest experience, go after one at a time and actually drop that title, by losing on purpose before you go after your next championship to keep it as smooth as a ship sailing as it can be.
Looking for the cheapest chairs on the internet? ChairsForGaming.com. Use code BeachBurn at checkout and save so much money. Get the chair you've always wanted at ChairsForGaming.com. Links in description.
WWE 2k22 Superstar Universe Mode, whatever they're calling it, this is a great foundation that they'll probably build on in 23. But let me know in the comments below, have you tried this mode or how do you play it? Was there something that I covered that you didn't know or something that you wish I had covered? Comment down below and we'll see if we can get to that on a future video. Overall, my sinking thoughts of WWE 2k22's Universe Superstar, I don't know. It's just a lot of words to say. It really is. Anyway, the mode we've spent this whole video on, what we're talking about here, do you enjoy it? I think it's okay. My final thoughts are, it's a good stepping block. It's not a solid mode. It is taking a broken universe mode and dumbing it down. But there are a lot of great things here. And that if they actually care and put some time into it, next year's Superstar mode could be great. But as I always say with 2K, of course they patch all the problems we have. So don't hold your breath that this isn't going to be copy-pasted to 2K23. That's not everything Superstar mode has to offer. As you can see, we went through just a little over a year. I have continued on with that save, and as you go on, it does add new cutscenes and new things for you to do. But it's up to you whether you want to take that journey or not. There are some really good things about Superstar mode, and there's a few bad things that need to be addressed. I'm sure they will handle that next year's game because 2K is great at patching things that doesn't work, right? Let me know in the comments below. If you made it to the end of the video, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on any WWE 2K content. I'm sure there's something on the channel you will love. And if you don't mind, hit that like button. That just sends it out so more people can see it and lets them get into the content that they want to see. Remember, make life your beach. We'll catch you on the next video. Oh, wait. I forgot. I got a playlist right here. If you're missing any unlocks in WWE 2K22, click that right there. It will show you how to unlock everything in the game, no matter which edition of the game you have. Now, we'll see you on the next video.